Cut in scale, guys. Nexas here, and welcome back to Destiny 2. And in today's video, guys, we're here with kind of a late review, to be honest, because it's been here all week. But it's going to be the new weekly nightfall reward, the Shadow Price itself, the OG goated auto rifle from Destiny 1, guys. If you're going to talk about autos, this is probably one of the best from D1 at the very start. Obviously, we got Doctrine of Passing and everything like that as well. But when the game originally came out, the Shadow Price was just so good PvP. It, of course, came back in D2 and everything, but now with Final Shape, it is, of course, gonna be brought back with some brand new roles to get your hands on. So you can kind of see on the screen all the roles. We go straight into it. So you can see you can get things like Vault Shot now. You can get things like Overflow and everything on it as well. You can get the permeability. Glitch of Straight's going to be there too. I will say, disclaimer, and it might drive a lot of people away from the video straight away, which isn't good for the channel, right? Like that. But this role, or this set of perks, it's pretty ass. I'm not gonna lie. Shadow Price has come back with some terrible sort of rolls you can get on it. Like, I mean, you know a weapon has terrible rolls when they still use the invisible freaking hand perk. If you don't know what that perk is, it's one of the worst perks they've ever freaking made. This invisible hand, repeatedly missing targets, increase the weapon stability for a short time. This buff lasts for a short duration after a target is hit. It's just like, so me being ass or missing all my shots is how I activate this buff. Why would I want to use that? I don't want to miss my shots. I want to be hitting everything, even in PvE. I want to make sure I'm hitting things so I can actually shoot. Like, you can shoot off into the wall or something before you like peek someone in PvP. But I mean, at that stage, I might as well just use something that can just increase my stability and stuff anyway. So yeah, when it does come to perks and everything, there is a lot of ass ones. The Vault Shot's probably going to be the most interesting with Attrition Orbs or Overflow and everything like that. I will say as well, I would definitely suggest, if you're going to grind out for this, to do the GM version. I know GMs and everything is very daunting for people and it requires a lot of build prep and everything. But I will say the RNG for the other kind of normal version, it's hell. And to kind of grind this out with engrams, you need 5 Vanguard engrams per drop if you want to if you get your first Shadow Price and then keep wanting to farm it. It's hella expensive. At least with the GMs, you're pretty much guaranteed on every single platinum run to get a Shadow Price Adept. So that's why I got a ton of Adept ones. I've legit got like none of the other one because there's just no point. It's such a hella grind. So definitely, if you're going to be grinding out, do the GMs and everything for it. But we're going to showcase what the Shadow Price is like and everything in some PvP, PvE. As I said, this is going to be the role PvP we use. Of course, Good Shot is kind of nice PvP, and we'll have Vault Shot for PvE. But every weapon deserves, of course, time in the sun, as I always say. So yeah, we're going to go to some PvP with the Shadow Price Adept. Alrighty, so we are going to be on the distant shore with the little Shadow Price that could and everything. Our little Good Shot straight, guys, because, you know, I hit heads. We don't go for body shots, extra damage. But Shadow Price, if I could see the light, it's too freaking dark in here. It looks a pretty good weapon, though. It's got a clean-ass scope, you can see, and it can do work if you hit your headshots and everything. It's a 450, so I will say that. Oh, okay, thank God Bob hit him with the nade because I was so dead. But you can see it kind of hit some absolute headshots and everything. It is pretty nice. I will say 450s too. They're no slouches PvP. They definitely can do well, but obviously if you're gonna go in with an arc one, a lot of people say prosecutor or like target lock and everything would be better. But you can definitely see that you can hit shots with this thing when you're team shotting as well. Oh, Hunt is on right off the rip, boys. Oh my God, we're playing with some gamers right now. But you can see PvP, it's not bad at all and everything if you hit your headshots. And if we get this guy, oh buddy, freaking Orpiant. There's got to be the kill and everything like that. That's where, like, if I had a kill clip going, it would be really, really nice. And oh, buddy, you were, thank God someone else killed him. Buddy, stop jiggling beacon. My team, oh my God, they're absolutely just janitors cleaning up all my freaking messy kills. Oh my God, the cleanest freaking kills, and I'm so dead. He did the double freaking melee. Well, someone knows how to do that double cheesy melee crap. I mean, it's basically if you do the Winter Strike sort of thing, and oh, buddy, get his ass. Okay, how is he not killed one of us? Oh my God. But if you do that Winter Strike sort of shoulder charge and then instant melee after, you can get like a cheesy freaking one shot. It's so annoying. But I will say that the Shadow Price, yeah, I do kind of like PvP. I just think though, a lot of people, and I wouldn't blame them, will definitely say just go on Prosecutor or some other sort of auto rifle with that better kind of rolls and everything. Because yeah, I just think the only thing that I would say is probably going to be decent, the team shots are real, boys. I'm not gonna lie, these guys are freaking. Oh, he's 1 HP. Get him, Serialis, kill Luke, please. Oh my God, go Darth Vader and just try and get rid of Luke as much as possible. But yeah, there is just other autos people might want to use, or other weapons in general. As I said, this would especially because they're rolls, it's just not really going to be something you're going to see much PvP. Don't get me wrong, this thing used to be an absolute beast back in the day, D1. Used to be one of the goats in PvP, but nowadays it just seems to be relegated to, especially because it's arc. It used to be kinetic back in the day. Well, everything basically was kinetic, it was primary. But yeah, it's definitely been relegated. Oh, to double cheesy freaking melee again. Come on, buddy. Stop with the cheese, please. But yeah, it's definitely kind of been just turned into more of a PvE sort of weapon and everything. It happens sometimes, you know, not every weapon's always going to be go to PvP for the rest of the time. But as I said, if you kind of get your shots in and everything, I do kind of like it. Like, look at that. That was pretty clean. It's a 450, so it will do that sort of damage. But realistically, even if I didn't have good shots straight, there's nothing else really on this that I could put on where I'd be like, oh, this actually makes it really nice and everything like that. Especially because it's got hidden hand. That's heavy. It really needed like a kill clip or something, even a rampage sort of role to kind of make it somewhat useful PvP. But as I said, if you want to get a decent kind of stable 450 with a clean ass scope, this is one to look at. But I would definitely say there's going to be better PvP now. This has been such a fast game, honestly. I feel like I've only been here like 2 minutes, and that's a shotgun. This was such a fast game, but it's like I just got my first super, but it's 150 to 91, so it's not like we steamrolled. I don't know. That was like the most competitive, fast, swift game I've ever played in my life. Alrighty, time for the PvE side of things, of course, with the little shadow particle. This is the one we're going to be going in with PvE-wise. We're going to have attrition orbs and, of course, the vault shot. And we're on our hunter because, little did you know, guys, if you use gifted conviction with, of course, vault shot or any sort of thing that jolts, you can get damage resist going super easy, of course, with the gift of certainty. Of course, ascension and tempest strike can do the same thing, but getting it going with of course, the vault shot is actually a really sweet ass sort of combo. The only thing I will say is that auto rifles right now, they don't really barrier pierce or anything like that. Attrition orbs, I can get radiant going, so then I can pierce, but there's nothing really going right now that gives you or nothing on autos that automatically makes me obviously just be able to pierce tabs. So the kind of Vanguard's Vindication would be the better sort of iron trait to go to. But obviously, if I get my vault shot kind of going, though, you'll see that if I can get it. Guys, can you stop robbing all the kills? What is this? Give me at least one kill, please, so I can get vault shot going. But yeah, if I get the vault shot kind of going like this, you'll see we get vault shot, and then you'll see the resist by 2 for 9 seconds, which I know isn't exactly the max resist you can kind of get, but it's just really nice that you can kind of get that going for pretty much free, especially in the low sort of engagements like this. Obviously, vault shot's gonna be a nice perk anyway, so just being able to kind of proc it for the crack, it's just, it's so nice. You can see there's the attrition orbs kind of coming in for me as well. As I said, the vault is actually good for as well the barrier traps and everything too, but attrition orbs too get me this radiant going really easily because of course picking up overseas radiant this season. There actually is a nice role of this role in terms of attrition and of course the I'd say the vault shot. Obviously you can use overflow too. Overflow is just a nice ass perk for kind of a primary anyway. But I just love the fact that I am basically constantly resisted. I basically have a that's a tormentor right in my freaking fruit salad, buddy. But I'm basically full resisted like most of the time. I basically have what's it called, vault shot going. I can stun a lot of things as well. I just think overall it is just a really dope ass. Oh, buddy. Freeze ass. I just think actually this role is really dope for PvE. It's probably the only one I would be looking at and saying, yeah, you need to try to get your hands on this, because other than that, there's just like, there's not many other weapons or freaking roles that I'd be like, oh my god, this is so sweet with it. Where'd the muchacho go, guys? He's still alive somewhere. What? I have no idea, but I don't know if this is ever going to end until we kill him. Where's that? There he is. He's back, boys. Don't worry. He's freaking back. He somehow fell off. But yeah, as I said, I just think that this role is like probably the only one I would go for. And did I not get the resist because he freaking depressed me? Are you serious? But this would be like one of the only roles I'd be telling people to try to get their hands on. I mean, it's a unique-ish sort of role, but there's a ton of people who could definitely say to me, or there's a ton of people who will say to me that you can get vault shot on like anything. In Dead of Kindness, it can rock it too. You can get attrition orbs on a lot of different weapons as well. I understand that. I'm not sitting here saying this is the bee's knees, but it's a pretty sweet ass auto. And if you don't want to do things to get like prosecutor and everything like that from the dungeons, GMs aren't actually too bad, especially this warden or nothing one. It's not too bad if you want to do it, but as I said, I would definitely be going through the GMs to try to get it, because to hell with going through normal Vanguard strikes to try to get this, because, or Nightfalls, because it would take you yonks. It is just really nice. You get the stylish executioner kind of going as well from the jolting getting the kills, or the vault shot getting kills as well. So I think on a hunter it works out really sweetly. It's just in the current season, this is just not going to be probably what people will be going in with, as I said. So does the sidearm meta, boys. But the sidearm, rocket sidearms are doing really well. As I said, the Dead of Kindness with a vault shot sort of role is like insanely good. Obviously, people are using the strong one, the call, and everything as well. So I understand different builds and everything require different sorts of weaponry. And auto rifles just aren't really going to cut it right now. But I still do think that this particular role, I would definitely suggest, like you see, I just tanked a load of shots there because I got this resist going from the vault shot. With the gifted conviction, I'm telling you right now, it's actually not bad whatsoever. I think that's going to be actually really dope. But it's legit just this one roll. I just think every other roll on this weapon is just absolutely ass. Like, who wants invisible hand in a weapon? I don't think I've ever seen someone going, oh, let's grind out for invisible hand. Okay, there's the disruption actually kind of working there because I have ball shot on. I've never seen any sort of person go, oh yeah, let's go get myself a freaking invisible hand freaking roll. Like, it's just a wasted perk. I will say as well, it's kind of nice to be able to go back in with my shadow price from way back in. As I say, kind of with this final shape, it has really brought back the kind of nostalgia kind of trip of everything. I know it came out a few seasons ago, but being able to go back to like the OG weapons, like we got Kaval stuff back, we have Shadow Price back to gotta get as well. It's just like we're basically going back to the past. We're basically playing D1 at this stage, to be honest. But as I said, I really like the Shadow Price in D1. It was a super dope weapon. I wanted to res, not throw a ball at his face, but it was a really dope weapon back in D1. It was legit one of the first sort of auto rifle metas until really until the Vex Mythic class became a thing because everyone started beating the raid and getting it, and also so we started getting extremophile. We started getting freaking, what's it called? Things like Doctor Passing. So other autos did definitely come to the forefront. But when it was the OG sort of stuff, when you used to get legendary marks and everything, back in those days, when we had to wait for a vendor to actually have the god roll before everyone would actually buy it, we couldn't really farm out for these at all. This was just one of the goats. It was legit one of the first ones. I had that focus fire as well. It was basically like a mini sort of Suros, but you can see right now in PvE, I do actually kind of like this PvE. I mean, with the build I have kind of going as well with the vault shot, I do think it can do absolute work. It is just kind of a shame that the season isn't exactly an auto rifle season. It's way more going to be, oh, there's the vault jump, but it's way more going to be, as I said, that side out sort of season. It's just because of the mods. As I said, it's always kind of the mods with barriers and everything like that, but I said, if you get a good roll with this, I mean, I have the attrition orb, so if we actually start wrecking this thing, I do have barrier because Radiant just gives you free, you can see I stunned them. Well, someone else stunned them, but I could have stunned them. Radiant just gives you free sort of barrier piercing, so there is like ways of using this. It's just, right now, if I was going to go in with a build, like especially in the GM I was playing, I was using the call and I was using the freaking Graviton Lance and everything like that. There's just other weapons people will go in with, other ways to cause vault shot instead of having to use this. This is the one role I will say is definitely worth getting your hands on. Other than that, it is slim freaking pickings between what is good on this thing. As I said, it's just like they just gave us such bad perks. You got things like surrounded on it as well. You got invisible. It's just like, why do they think that anyone's gonna want to get an auto rifle with freaking invisible hand and like a surrounded sort of roll? Demo, maybe. If it was demo vault shot, ooh, that would have been spicy. But the only thing legit is, as I said, it's just vault shot. If you don't have vault shot on this thing, you're just never really gonna want to use it. Unless you're going with some weird ass demo roll. But we're just gonna super this guy. Hey, buddy. I don't know if I can just keep this. Yeah, this is just not the super for this guy. Not really the super just to sit there and spam him like that. Well, that is it for me. And of course, the Shadow Price. This is the adept version, but of course, it only means adept mods. And oh, I shouldn't even bother putting that on, right? Yep, because I'm pretty sure if I want the normal version on, it's gonna be 45 anyway. I just reduced my handling for absolutely no reason. But the Shadow Price itself, as I said, this weapon, it is really, really dope. I think that it looks really sweet and everything as well. And I mean, it does take the shaders pretty good too. I mean, the shader on it right now is kind of terrible in terms of like the default, but it does take the shaders pretty well and everything like that. As I said, I do like it a lot. No, color selected, but baby. But I will say overall, the Shadow Price, it's kind of come out at, I'd say, a bad sort of time where autos aren't exactly... they're good PvE, but there's just way more situational things with barrier champs and obviously overload and everything. You're going to see a lot more pulse rifles, hand cannons and everything, so you can actually deal with those sorts of champs. But I will say that this particular role was actually pretty saucy PvE. The roles on it are pretty ass, like the perk pools, but it does have one or two particular roles that might be worth getting. As I said, this role I really did like. There is other weapons that we can somewhat get similar in terms of Prosecutor is a 450 that can get vault shot. You can get vault shot in other auto rifles as well, so this isn't the only vault shot auto too. So some people might just say, is it worth going into a GM, worth do granite strikes to try to get this when you can just use other weapons? I'm not going to say it is because I could use other autos and just do as well. But what I will say is that this is a pretty easy farm for your GM guy. As I said, the adept version of this isn't too bad to get. The GMs are pretty easy this week in terms of the Warden or Nothing Strike. With the right build, you should be able to knock out a couple runs. But if you're not a GM guy, this is going to be a hell of a grind. And when it gets to the freaking perk pool, if you're going to be grinding your ass off and you never get like a vault shot roll, oh, that's going to be pure pain, because I don't think there's any other roll you can get in this that's going to be any way useful other than the vault shot roll. I just think that the rest of the rolls are just so ass. I mean, they just gave it the worst perk pool. Like, I mean, I could imagine the heartbreak. Imagine you grind an absolute strike after strike after, or nightfall after nightfall after nightfall. Never get a drop. But then you eventually get to 5 Vanguard engrams and you already have your first one. You focus it and you get invisible freaking hand and perma freaking ability. I would legit cry. I would uninstall this game and never, well, I would come back because I'm addicted as hell, boys. But I would hate my life right there. I would just, it would just be so bad to get that. So yeah, I will say the perk pool on this is just absolute ass and everything. But if you do get this particular combo, it will be pretty saucy. I'm not gonna lie. As I said, build into it. It's a pretty saucy sort of auto rifle. Throw on, it's of course whatever you want in the top slot, like the call. Oh, it could be juicy. It could be real juicy. But regardless, if you like the video, tell us to like. Anybody see more content, subscribe. Have a fantastic day, and hopefully I'll see you in the next collective in the next one.